Are you a successful business owner or a high functioning executive who is extremely disciplined and who has created a lot of success in their life? But then when it comes to things in their personal life, like gambling, bad habits, or something that you consistently do that you don't want to do, you just find yourself compulsively doing it. No matter how negatively affecting it is to you, you just can't seem to stop. Well, in this video, I'm going to explain to you the reason why, how it's not actually a discipline issue, but it's actually a self-sabotage issue, and you unconsciously want to sabotage your success, why, and what you can do about it. So let's get into it. So a very common issue that people have are bad habits, whether it be gambling, smoking, whether it be marijuana or nicotine, or whatever it is, something they don't want to do. Their life could be better if they didn't do it, but for some reason they cannot help but do it, and there's no amount of willpower that they can have that is going to stop them from doing it. Now, in order to understand this, because I myself have been there, whether it be through nicotine, caffeine, which I still drink, but I went for many years without drinking caffeine, or marijuana maybe, or gambling is a big one through some of these high achievers. They make a ton of money, but then they have an addiction to trying to get more and more money, like a fear of loss almost, that they end up losing all the money by unconsciously doing actions that is going to make them lose the money. Now, I know it's confusing, but I'm going to explain it more later on in this video. Now, in order to understand this, you must first understand the structure of the mind. Every single behavior that we have serves some sort of purpose. So, if we have some sort of negative behavior or we have some sort of bad habit that we're doing that we no longer want to do, but for some reason we can't, we need to look at that behavior as a solution or the end outcome that we want, consciously or unconsciously. Now, we'll use gambling, for example, because I recently helped someone with this. And the reason why they're so unconsciously addicted to gambling is they have, one, a fear of loss, but two, a level of self-criticism that they need to create. So the way this manifests is, if you're a child and your parents are very harsh on you, very critical, need you to be perfect, and always telling you what you're doing wrong or what's wrong with you, you are thus going to have that internal dialogue. This is what we call the internal introject. So if your parents spoke to you in a certain way, you are going to speak to yourself that way. They create almost a little narration in your head that drives your behavior. So if you have this internal dialogue where you're constantly criticizing yourself, you need to find something to criticize yourself about. So for this particular client, he had a issue with self-criticism, blaming himself, beating himself up. And what's the best way to do that consistently? Is to play a game that you'll always lose, like gambling. You might win, and they set it up this way for, I believe, I forget the name. It's intermittent reinforcement, where you get a little bit and then they take it away, or you win and then they take it. You never know when your next dopamine hit's gonna be. You never know when your next win or loss is gonna be. The same way they do it with social media. That's why we're so addicted to social media. Now, as a consequence of this, you play stupid games that you're gonna lose. You lose, and then you go into this deep depression of, what the fuck? What is wrong with me? I did this bad thing. I did that bad thing. And you just beat yourself up. How could I be so stupid and lose? And you start telling yourself all these things. And you want to quit, but you just can't stop. And you have this internal conflict that's going on, which is causing that exact outcome you unconsciously want, which is to create that homeostasis, which is that balance that you're used to, that was installed in you in childhood, which is self-criticism. So then, how do we heal this? We must first dissolve the need for criticism. We have to see the pattern from childhood and realize what we're doing and the consequences of our actions. And once you create awareness around the unconscious programming and the unconscious mechanism that's driving this behavior of something is wrong with me, or I'm broken, or I'm bad, or whatever it is, that's the identity that's driving it, you must collapse it. Once you collapse it, you'll no longer identify with it, and you'll stop taking behaviors that are going to create these internal dialogues and chatter. So once I've dissolved that pattern for my client, what we realized is that he was just playing an old pattern from childhood, and once he seen it, he no longer was controlled by it. And the next time he had an urge to gamble or to smoke or to watch porn, whatever it is, then he would just stop himself, interrupt the pattern, and he was no longer ran by it. So the important thing to understand is everything in life is created by some sort of unconscious mechanism that we need to create. We need to start to bring into our conscious awareness and heal it. And if that's something you're interested in, you got bad habits, regardless of whatever it is, and you just want to dissolve the parts of yourself that's forcing you to do these things, then you could shoot me a DM. Or if you want to just completely change your identity and heal the parts of yourself that are driving you from childhood, you can shoot me a DM on Instagram or Facebook, same as my at on this YouTube channel at Hattie C, and we will be able to help you.